Developing for Dollars. I'm Mark Vasilis. My good guest here is Jonathan Mueller. We are at the new Collier Center, which is at the corner of Mulcaster and Collier, and we're standing in front of the Foodland site. Now, Jonathan, I know that we talked about a whole slew of things. We're at the very beginning process for what developers are how they take what I call change of use. Now, we discussed the RFP process. I guess it was the city. If the city owned the land, they can basically ask for anything they wanted. Or do you know a little bit more about why they necessarily wanted this land developed? Like, what would be the purpose of changing the use of this land?
Well, that's a good question. I think there's a demand in this downtown area, or at least the city thought there was a demand to bring in some additional uses beyond the grocer.
Okay.
It's obviously a great site, proximity to Kempenfelt Bay, proximity to the downtown area. So, I think the city looked at it and thought it was an underutilized site.
Okay.
The big component for the city that they wanted to keep was the grocery use, which we've been able to incorporate into the new design, which includes office space as well as residential and some retail at grade.
Tell me a little bit then. Tell me a little bit more about what exactly we will be building here. Just sort of do a bit of a walkthrough. We have a flyby we're going to be showing, but
Sure.
Tell us about what we're going to be actually building here.
So we have there's a number of uses happening at grade. We have retail fronting on Collier and on
here, yeah.
Collier, Mulcaster, and on Worsley Street, which is on the north side of the site.
So when you refer to grade, you mean that's ground level?
That's ground level.
Okay.
Yeah. As you know, the site, there's a lot of elevation change around
That's
here.
right. We're on a big hill here.
Yeah. So again, we have retail at grade. Then the second story will be the replacement grocery store,
Okay.
which will run the length of Worsley Street, and it totals about 45,000 square feet, I believe.
And at present, it's about 15,000. So it's gonna
It's
gonna grow
substantially larger.
Okay,
Substantially
excellent,
larger.
Excellent news. Yeah.
And then on the northeast side of the site, we have a residential building right now that's planned at 75, 76 units.
Excellent.
That has a number of amenities, including a large outdoor terrace area. That's actually the roof space of the grocery use, but it'll be exclusive use for the residential component of the development. It'll have landscaping, barbecues,
Wow.
patio furniture. So a very nice amenity. And when you're up at that height, you have a great view of Kempenfelt Bay.
Excellent. And I'm assuming then that when you mention, I'm just trying to visualize in my head that the Sobeys is going to be the whole length. The condo tower is going to have access to the Sobeys? Are they
Absolutely,
gonna be able,
yeah,
will,
absolutely.
Underground parking?
Underground parking.
So say goodbye to winters, just say hello to a Florida lifestyle here indoor?
Yeah,
kind of thing?
essentially you could do your grocery shopping without ever putting on a winter jacket and
Wow.
be able to go down from your condo into the Sobeys, pick up your groceries, and take the elevator back up into your
Excellent,
building.
excellent. Now there's an office tower component. How many square feet? Do you know?
I believe it's around, right now it's around 75,000 square feet,
yeah.
Class A office space.
And do we have any? Do we know if we have any tenants? Like, is in the RFP? Did they ask for specific?
Yeah, the city of Barrie has asked for I forget the exact square footage, approximately 10,000 square feet. And we're just preparing to go to market on both the residential side and on the commercial office space side.
Yep.
We're expecting to do that probably within about a month's time, so that puts us around mid-October. We're just preparing the sales office.
And where's the sales office going to be?
It's going to be located just around the corner from here at 118 Dunlop Street.
Okay.
Just at the corner of Dunlop
And are we going to be, so that people can be aware, there's going to be some signage going to be happening?
Yeah,
here?
absolutely. There'll be signage on Dunlop Street, and we're going to be putting up signage right at the corner here of Collier and Mulcaster.
Wow. So now, in terms of as we talk about change of use, and why this land? Because right now we see here there's a pretty large parking lot. There's a parking lot here, and there's a 15,000 square foot store. In terms of envisioning, like you're going to see later, we have a light bulb and we have a dollar sign that we're going to be going. Who came up with the idea of the particular design? Was that the architect? Was that the city? Or was it a combination of people? Is that results of marketing studies? Like in terms of determining the best use for this land, is there any one person that does that, or how does that work?
Yeah, I'd say that the core idea definitely comes from the developer. I think we sit down as a team and say what's going to work here, what will this market support, And then we really look to our team of architects, designers, sales staff to help us fine tune that for this market. But the core idea or the look of the project really comes from the developer.
Okay, so but when you know the fact that the city owned the land and they issued an RFP, it wasn't just like a for sale sign that, let's say, Sutton Group would put up. What is the difference between that and like an RFP and a regular for sale sign? Did they ask for very specific things that had to be done?
Well, they provide general parameters for what they would like to see here, and it can range, you know, from being very, very specific to this site was basically provide a replacement grocer and make it a mixed-use project.
And I'm guessing that in terms of some of the work that Roger Brooks has done and different things, that what the city really wanted was to create an economic engine, was to tie in some of the changes. Obviously, Collier Street's the financial district, so some of your designs would have to include incorporating, you know, the office tower, which doesn't seem to be, it wasn't necessarily a component, but, you know, looking at the big picture, this has to become now an economic engine.
Yeah, I think that the mixed use requirement is really, you know, it came from city as part of the studies they had completed and what they were told they need to do.
Okay, you know, we're going to, again, we're touching on a lot of subjects. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back at Developing for Dollars.